If you are a solo content creator looking for a portable, lightweight yet powerful lighting system, these two continuous lights here could be your solution. This is the Zhiyun MOLUS G60 and MOLUS X100. They are extremely portable, as you can see right here, and they are even smaller than other lighting systems that we have come across. So we've been using these two lights in our studio for a bit, and as you can see, the setup right now, we're in fact using a MOLUS 100 on top as the lantern, and of course the G60 right there as our left lighting. So yeah, this is how it looks like, and here's what you need to know about these two continuous lightings from Zhiyun. Now let's start off with the MOLUS G60. Now for a 60-watt light, the MOLUS G60 is an incredibly compact and lightweight device here that I think any photographers and videographers will really love, as it weighs just 300 grams, not to mention its compact form factor that measures pretty much just like a Rubik's Cube. Now as a comparison, this is our Nanlite Forza 60, which is also a 60-watt light. Now you can see the difference between these two, and it's just incredible how Zhiyun managed to fit a 60-watt lighting system into such a compact form factor. Now of course, it also has active cooling right inside because it also runs warm when you turn it on for a long time. And of course, it comes with this included reflector inside the box here with its proprietary ZY mount here. Now there's of course a balance mount that you can attach onto this lighting to convert it into any reflectors that you want to use. Of course, we do have two different adapters right here. Now, this is overall how the lighting looks like. As you can see, it looks really nice. And one of the interesting things here is that the G60 features this really solid metal stand. Now, you can just remove this mini tripod here, which is included inside the box, so you get a 1/4 mount right at the bottom. And what you need to do is to loosen up this knob and twist it up and tighten it. This is how you basically store the MOLUS G60, right? And if you want to use it, loosen the knob again, turn the stand down, tighten it, and you basically can mount it onto any tripods or even this mini tripod that is included inside the packaging, all right? Now, let's take a look at the controls here. Now, you do get two knobs here, one for controlling the dimness and the other one, the CCT, the color temperature. This is a bi-color lighting here, and one thing that I'm really happy to see is that it can be powered by either a DC power adapter port, or you can even use a USB-C PD connector to just plug it in. So I have my Chuktek. This is a big-ass power bank that we reviewed earlier, and it goes up to 140 watts. So this power bank can fully support the 60-watt brightness of this thing. So all you need to do when you plug in your power bank to here, you just simply press on the power button right on top here, and it turns it on just like this, which is super convenient. Now, the one thing that I really like this is that sometimes when you're out and about, it's not always that you have access to a power socket to power this on. So having a USB-C input really makes it really convenient, as you can use any power banks with like 5 watts to 10 watts to activate this light. Now, of course, if you use a non-USB PD power bank, like a normal 18-watt quick charge power bank, your brightness is definitely limited to probably like 20 to 30% before the light automatically turns it off, and you will have to turn it on once again. So as you can see, it has a really nice LED screen right here to tell the color temperature and the screen brightness as well. So you turn it up just like this, goes up to 63%, 65, goes back down, and you can change the CCT to a cooler color and go back to a warmer color. Now, I really love this plus knob here, which makes the control a little better when you turn on it. It feels really satisfying to just turn this knob around. It just feels really, really nice, okay? Now, this light, it has a Bluetooth connection where you can actually use it to connect to your phone and to control it remotely, which is why I mentioned that this is one of the lights around here that I recommend solo creators, because it's not every time that you have the convenience or the luxury to go around and adjust the brightness and the color temperature of your continuous lighting, but you can totally just do it through your smartphone, through the ZY Vega app, which I will be doing that in a while, but that's right after we talk about the MOLUS X100, and let's get on to it right now. So we're just going to turn this off and talk about the MOLUS X100. Now, this thing is when I first take a look at this, I was like pretty skeptical about it. How can this thing output 100 watts of power? I mean, it's just so compact, and it even comes with this battery pack right here, which you can swap if you want to. And look at this, it becomes this small and so thin, and I think it's even more impressive than the MOLUS G60 right here. This thing is just so slim that you can like put it into your pocket, and of course it does weigh slightly heavier than the G60. It weighs 385 grams as compared to 300, so that's a little bit of half if you want to put it into your pockets, but still it is a really impressive engineering feat that Zhiyun has managed to put a 100-watt lighting right here. Now, of course, you do realize that there is an even bigger active cooling fan that activates once it's warming up, and I can tell that once it runs, it is entirely quiet. It doesn't affect your production at all, which is something that is so impressive about the Zhiyun MOLUS X100. Now, this battery pack here, this is actually a 15,600 milliamp hour battery, which is very, very big. And there is a USB-C port right here, which says an in and out label, which means this can even be used as a power bank for your smartphones if you intend to do so. And basically, it actually supports up to 28 watts of USB PD charging, so just in case if you want to charge your smartphone or tablets, you can still use this battery pack. But otherwise, it is actually meant for the Zhiyun MOLUS X100. So it's really easy to attach to it. You simply just put it in just like this, and that's pretty much about it. And of course, you can also power this out by using USB PD if you don't have access to the battery pack here. And all you need to do is to just open up this flap at the bottom of the Zhiyun X100, and it will reveal the USB-C port as well as the DC in port. According to Zhiyun, the battery pack offers up to 30 minutes of usage on a single charge when you're on 100% brightness. Now, in my opinion, that is not a very long battery life, considering most shooting sessions that I have been to last way longer than that. But also, the battery life also makes a lot of sense considering you are powering a 100-watt device, and it's not every time that you are going to be on that brightness all the time. So in most cases, I will be doing it at about 30 to 40% of brightness levels, and the battery goes up to an hour just fine. However, if you're someone that's always on mobile and always shooting on 100% brightness and want the absolute battery life out of your X100, I do recommend that you get a couple of these battery packs, or probably even invest in more USB PD power banks so that your shoot can be more successful. Now, there's two ways to turn on the MOLUS X100, and currently we are at the normal mode, which will require you to press and hold the power button until the LED indicator on the battery pack lights up, and it will ask you to rotate the DIMM to turn on the device. Now, I love this safety feature because there are times where you put it into your bags and you accidentally press on this button and it turns on, and therefore it drains your battery if you have the battery pack attached. Now, this is actually a new feature which is enabled by the latest firmware 1.8.2 by Zhiyun out there, and I think this is a really thoughtful move. Now, this is how bright the light can get. We are only now at 18%, and if we turn it down to just 1%, you can still see that it is like still super bright at the back there. Now, you can, like I mentioned, you got two ways to turn on the MOLUS X100. Like I said, the normal mode is like a manual mode where you need to manually press the buttons and all that, but there is a live mode, which is basically a studio mode. So all you need to do is to just press and hold on this knob to change the power mode into live. So whenever it detects a power input, it will automatically turn the lights on. Now, the knob on the top here is for adjusting the CCT. So this is also a bi-color light. It goes up to a cool white down to a warm yellow lighting, and that is the same as the MOLUS G60. Now, the X100 also supports Bluetooth as well, which you can connect to the ZY Vega app. And for now, let me show you guys on how it works. Okay, so we are now at the ZY Vega app, and as you can see, I already have a set up with two devices. We are not going to use these two devices because we already have one at the front and one at the top. So I'm just going to do some controls to have you guys see how it works, all right? So let's head on inside. So as you can see, we have the MOLUS X100 and the G60 now on AC power. And now let's probably try to play with the MOLUS X100, which is the lantern on top. And I'm just going to change the temperature down to 3100K. You guys notice the difference? Right? So this is how it works. I can even turn up the brightness if I want to, turn up to its maximum brightness of 100 watts, and this is how it's going to look like, which I think it looks pretty amazing. And one thing that's even more interesting is that we can group two of these lights into a set so that the temperature and brightness goes accordingly with each other. So we can go over to group over here, and I've already set up these two devices. And in this studio mode, we can change both the color temperatures all together. As you can notice, the color temperature change. Brightness is at 20%, and we can go all the way up to 100% if we want to. Okay, now one thing that I really like is this user-friendly mode here. If you're someone that's just getting started on lighting and all that and you have no idea like what kind of lighting you want, there are a couple of presets here that you can play with. Like if you prefer a daytime lighting preset, this is how it looks like. Tungsten lamp, modeling light, sunlight, and even a xenon lamp. Yeah, so you guys see the difference. So yeah, this is basically how fun it is to play around with these two lights. I can either turn it off or turn it on if I want to. So yeah, you get the point. So this is why I say that these two lights are really great for solo content creators, because imagine if you do not have a helping hand to control all the lights and all that. This ZY Vega app really saves you a lot of inconveniences when you're doing your own shoots. And oh, before I forget to mention, the MOLUS X100 also comes with a really interesting, but I'm not sure whether useful or not, music mode that actually uses the left side of its microphone to capture noise, sound, and music, and the light reacts to the sound that it's generating. So yeah, it's quite a fun feature. I'm not sure what it can be used for, but yeah, it's there for you to use. Look at it. Boom, boom, bum. So yeah, it actually lights up calling to your voice there. So that's how powerful and useful the MOLUS G60 and X100 are for content creators. They are extremely lightweight and compact, and they give you total control through the ZY Vega smartphone app, and it is so useful that even our own videographer, which is in front of the camera, loves it so much that he actually uses it to shoot his own music video, which you can actually take a look in the link in the description below. So in terms of pricing, the Zhiyun MOLUS G60 retails from 939 ringgit, whereby the X100 retails from 1,139 ringgit. Now, in terms of pricing, I think the MOLUS G60 is a little overpriced for its initial SRP, but if you check on Lazada and Shopee right now, you can really see some dealers already cutting off the price on the basic model, which comes with its very basic accessories. But to be honest, I don't recommend that you get the basic package, but do top out slightly some cash to get the combo package, because you're getting this really nice storage bag right here, which I think is pretty high quality, and it's just a slight cash top up and you get this bundle already. Now, as for the X100, I think the price is pretty fair considering it is a 100-watt lighting, but of course the basic package, you do not get this battery pack. Inside the box, you will still have to top up slightly more in order to get some other accessories out there. But otherwise, I have to say that it is probably my favorite among between these two, because it has this battery pack that's really convenient. So if I want to go for a shoot and I need some lighting, I can basically just attach the battery pack to just power it up, and really is convenient. Alright, so that's all for my thoughts on these two Zhiyun lights right here. It's a really commendable job by Zhiyun, considering they are a company that's more famous for their camera gimbals, and this is their very first lighting products. Definitely look forward to more lighting products from them in the future. But for now, that's all for this video. Stay tuned for more videos coming right up in the channel. Subscribe to us and give us a thumbs up if you like what you saw, and I'll see you guys in the next one.